Welcome to an impromptu Danny Cat and Matt live stream,
Hello.
guys.
Good
Hello,
morning.
everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Should we? Is it showing up on X yet? Should we post it, get it out there, or YouTube?
Let me see. I can search your account here real quick. For my small accounts, it
Oh
has less than
no!
2,000 followers. That's so
No,
awful.
you've already gained like hundreds in a day, so that's fantastic.
Yeah, no, I'm happy about that. I'm
Yeah.
gonna refresh. I'm gonna share mine here. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so yeah, it's just the three of us. Danny has a new indicator that he's excited to share. It's called a black hole.
Yes, yes.
Black hole on X.
So first of all, I need to ask Matt a question. Have you noticed any differences between the original chart that I used to show and also the new chart?
Yes, there's like these little targets or black holes that are at the top of panel one, right? Top and bottom of panel one.
Exactly, exactly. So actually, I'm also testing many tickers to make sure that the accuracy can reach more than 99% before I incorporate it on my Patreon or on links. But anyway, I'm so excited to share with you the new indicator, which is called dark hole or black hole. Either way is fine.
Yeah. So what Danny is referring to, this is actually something that he has on his proprietary system here. And before, I used to see these kinds of black holes, but
Yes.
then he stopped using it because it might have been just a little bit distracting. But then
Yeah.
now we're revisiting this, and it looks like it's actually something that could give you a pretty decent signal. And we're going to go through Tesla charts
Yeah,
here.
I need to refresh your memory cards.
Yeah, please
I'm
do.
not sure how much you can still remember how this black hole works out on charts. But anyway, I think with your assistance, we can present it in a better way.
Yeah, no, sure. I mean, I think we'll let you talk. I mean,
Yes.
Matt's got the daily, the weekly, and the monthly chart here from your Tesla charts,
Yeah.
and we got the daily here. So Matt, we'll just let Danny talk and let him go through. And if you have any questions, Danny, you can ask us and quiz us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So first of all, the dark hole looks like the trend reversal signal. So if you take a look at the red ribbon in the middle of panel one, you find the black hole. So here it means that something big is going to happen. So it can be either an uptrend or the downtrend, depending on the price actions which come later. And to put it in a simple way, there are three layers in the black hole. The upper layer, the middle layer, and also the lower layer. So each layer gives you the price actions. So if you take a look at the first black hole here, and you find that it actually appeared before the yellow candle, telling us that we need to caution because something big, something significant is going to happen. However, during that time, we don't know whether Tesla is going to go up or go down. So that's why we have to make use of the price actions as a signal. And as you can see, after this black hole, we have the yellow candle and also the subsequent candles, the light blue candles, which imply the continuation of the downtrend. And why this price action was important? Because all these prices didn't actually go beyond the upper level of the dark hole. In other words, that means the continuation or the start of the downtrend. So let me put it in a more precise way. So if the price actions can go beyond the upper level, it means uptrend. If it's just moving sideways in the middle layer of the black hole, it means that probably we don't know. We are uncertain. So probably we are waiting for the up or down. And if the price actions really break below the lower layer of the black hole, it absolutely, in 99% of the cases, the downtrend will appear.
Yeah, so you're saying that the upper level, lower level, you really mean it's like the circumference of that target or black hole or dark hole, whatever you like to call it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
you're really talking about the you have like a few circumference there.
Yeah, this one, the middle one, and the outer one, right? So the outer one is like the limit, basically, of the how price can go down. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. So in the red ribbon, so actually the red ribbon means the uptrend. But if at the same time we find the black hole here, so something probably a bit negative is going to happen. So probably it signals to us that the downtrend might be possible along the red ribbon. So probably it means that the rally might be just over, and the downtrend may come along. Okay, if the price actions break below the lower layer of the black hole. And if you take a look at the last black hole, so it actually appeared along with the blue ribbon. So the blue ribbon means the downtrend, and this black hole offers us a ray of hope, which means that the trend reversal was going to happen. And as you can see, so actually on the subsequent candles, I mean the dark blue candles after the red candle, so actually they went beyond the upper level of the black hole. So it means that the uptrend is going to continue.
Yeah, it's very important to know that when you see these dark holes, it doesn't tell you which direction, because it could very well be continuation of the downtrend or continuation of the uptrend. You just don't know. All it really tells you is just volatility, and it gives you a range. And if it breaks below that range, then it's it's almost like a support resistance kind of thing.
Mhm.
So with this combined with the red candles and the yellow candles, I think it gives you a much better idea in
It
terms
gives
of
us
where prices
a
can go.
confirmation of the trend, because we used to have the red candle and also the yellow candles, and now we have the black hole, we have the dark hole to enhance the accuracy of these signals.
So if you're looking at this yellow candle here on the daily chart, and if you just go to
Yeah.
to the left, as long as it stays like above these rings, then it's still safe, right? Is that what you're saying? Or does that not have any more relevance after it's passed?
Yeah, so actually, the upper layer of this, I mean, the last black hole is around $220. So we
Yeah.
need to go beyond this price level so that the uptrend can continue.
I see.
Yeah. So
But
if, for example, if we can't see Tesla closing above 220, it means that it might be just doing the sideways movements.
okay, I see that.
Yeah.
But it basically just went back to maybe the middle of the black hole, I guess.
Exactly.
right?
So probably
Yeah.
it might be just retracing to the middle layer of the black hole and doing
Yeah.
sideways movement, and we can just review later
Okay.
on. Yeah.
Yeah. Or maybe the big move has already happened, all the way from like the 170s up to like the 220s. And then now it's just basically just retracing back to the mean. And we're waiting for further volatility to happen. I guess we're waiting for the next black hole.
Yeah. I was checking the lower layer of the dark hole. It was around 187.7. So that would be the lower layer of Tesla's price actions. So in other words, we can't go beyond. So we can't go lower than 187.7. Otherwise, the downtrend will continue.
Yeah, that makes
Very
sense.
nice. Yeah, very nice. So, but looking at this daily chart, and what do you think? If you can just talk in conjunction with dark hole as well as all the panels, like what are your thoughts?
I think the last yellow candle actually let me check the price 215.66 cents. So in order to engulf the last yellow candle, we need to see Tesla close above $215.66. And actually, you find that the red ribbon is information. Can you see that after the yellow candle?
Yeah.
We
Yeah, it's
find
right.
a little bit
Right
black,
there, it's information. Yeah.
very tiny. Because at the same time, we if you go down to panel 3, we find that there was a slight drop in well accumulation until this Friday. So the red ribbon doesn't develop successfully because of a lack of well accumulation. However, this Friday, I think the price action was quite impressive because how much did it close? Let me double check. $214.11. So just $1 off to engulf the last yellow candle on the daily chart. I think this is a good start.
I love how there's so much confluence, Matt. It's just amazing.
Really?
Tell me yeah, because with all the indicators we use, it's just I've been saying 221 is important because it's an important Fibonacci level, which matches kind of your 220 level, which matches everything. So that's obvious why it's been resistance. And then also where price bounced yesterday and the day before, it's pretty obvious as well. So yeah, with your charts and our charts, everything is an additional confluence for more confirmation that everything was.
We are on the same level, Matt.
Continue higher, yeah. That's why we do these things together all the time. We're on the same level.
Yeah, and one more thing which I would like to add is that by checking the volume shelf, I think the most, the point of control is around $209 and $210. So if we can see Tesla, next week, if we can see the price actions above 210, that will even be more bullish.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's looking at the other indicators, the RSI is also pointing up too. And like you said, the whales are starting to kind of go up a little bit. The retail is kind of going down a little bit. On the panel 3. On panel 2, it really looks like the green maybe decelerating.
It was fading. It was fading out, the last green bar.
Yeah.
So
go ahead. Yeah.
So by just looking at all these indicators, I lean a little bit bullish for Tesla's price actions.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, same. I think it's pretty much a good picture. Anything else to talk about on the daily chart before we move to the weekly? No.
No.
Danny?
No, it's okay. Totally fine.
Let's move on to the weekly and the monthly, and then we'll let Matt do his thing. So yeah.
So here's the weekly chart.
So probably Matt can do more elaborations for me when.
There's lots of. I see a black hole target. I don't even know. Yeah, and there's one there, and there's one there. Yeah. So.
Yeah. So looking back, the dark hole is really a very reliable indicator. So let's talk about the first dark hole on the weekly chart. And once again, you will find that the dark hole appear at the perfect timing when we saw the red ribbon was tightening, and because the foreign price actions didn't go. So actually it did. So we saw the red candle. We saw the red candle after the dark hole. However, the red candle was engulfed by the yellow one. So that's why the downtrend continues. But the dark hole just serves as a warning to us that something big is going to happen, because so once again, nobody knows what's going to happen, because nobody can tell whether it's a downtrend or the uptrend. So it mainly depends on how we measure these price levels to determine whether it's going to be an uptrend or a downtrend. And if you take a look at the last dark hole, so actually it appeared along with the blue ribbon when there was a downtrend. And once again, it came at the perfect timing because it served as a good signal telling us that the uptrend was going to happen.
Yeah, and there's certainly still a lot of weekly volatility too. It's tough. I think your monthly chart's going to be like the money there, I guess. But even looking at the weekly chart, like on panel 2, the green line usually is more bearish, and then it really has been turning more purple. Like it really looks like the downtrend is ending. You also have a red ribbon on the panel 1 there, and so far that's serving as support. We are still underneath the 220.32 level. I guess that's going to be a big level to kind of break above, which again is very consistent with what Matt is saying too.
The important level on the weekly chart is 207.81 because 81. So because this is just hits the upper level of the dark hole, so it now served as a very strong support level on the weekly chart. And also, if we can find Tesla's price actions doing more than this level, higher than this level in the coming weeks, I think the uptrend can sustain.
It's really interesting too, because the dark hole top and bottom looks like they're usually at some pretty important volume shelves as well. So it's actually pretty interesting how it gets calculated.
Yeah, and even this candle kind of bounced off of this bottom circle of the dark hole too, kind of in that area before it fell further.
Yeah, and also if you find the last 4 weekly candles, actually the last 4 weekly candles didn't break through the red ribbon, didn't go below the red ribbon. So actually they were just closing within the red ribbon, and also the last 2 weekly candles actually close above the red ribbon, which hints to me that these price actions are just something just like corrections or pullbacks rather than the start of a downtrend in the midterm.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Does it concern you though on panel 3 about this declining volume of whales here?
Let me double check. Because I think it doesn't really matter, because sometimes we can't expect the same whale accumulation every week. So I think it's normal. It's fine. But once again, how much percent? 40% at the moment. But once again, the whale accumulation is not strong enough to push up the price of Tesla. So we need 50%. So probably we just be patient and wait for the whales to come back.
Yep, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be okay. At least compared to what it was like a few months ago, there's still relatively an uptrend. It's just that it kind of made a little bit of like a lower high, I guess, but it's also trying to make a higher low. There's a lot of support underneath below right now, so it probably going to go sideways, range bound for a little while, maybe for another few weeks before we figure out what it's going to do. Is that fair to say? Yeah.
Okay, so let's go to the last.
That's a question for you, Daddy. Yes.
What questions?
No, don't worry about it. No, let's move on to the next one. Yeah.
The last one.
The
last one is
the monthly
important.
chart. Yeah.
The monthly chart is very important.
There we have
what I would like to highlight first is the dark hole on the monthly chart. So look at the dark hole here. So actually, I can't use the word 100%. I would just rather be using the word 98, 97% accurate for the dark hole, because why? The upper layer of the dark hole actually lies in $410 when the dark hole appeared, before Tesla reached the top. So 410 was a very important level at that time. And if Tesla couldn't go beyond 410, so probably the downtrend, the long-term downtrend, would come along. And actually, Tesla had a very long downtrend since it couldn't go beyond the upper layer of the dark hole. And unfortunately, it even went below the lower layer of the dark hole. So the lower layer was around $150.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah. Interesting. We have a big flush underneath of that, but then that was bought very quickly as a V-shaped recovery, and it really went back above that. And then we kind of went back and back tested it, I guess, recently too. That's interesting.
Yeah, if you draw like a straight line all the way across, it
So
basically.
now we have one more indicator. We have one more
Yeah.
reliable indicator to tell us the trend, whether it's an uptrend or downtrend.
But look, this is really exciting to see right here, though. This
Yeah.
red candle last month.
Yeah, red candle from last month, from
Yeah.
July, I guess. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
It's still valid.
Yeah, it's
you
still
know.
valid. Yeah, exactly. Let me double check the price level when it can be invalidated. That would be $200.85. So if we see a monthly close below $200.85, so that could invalidate the bullish thesis.
So far, the trend's looking pretty decent too, especially on panel 2, where you have the green
Exactly.
turn purple, and then even the well accumulation. I see, like, maybe this month it's just a little bit down, but
66%, around 70%. So
yeah, it's still pretty high.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. It only went down a little bit, but overall, the trend over the last few months is still up, right? So there's still some positive things that you're seeing here. But yeah, it might end up going sideways here for a little bit longer. I like how on the panel 1, your blue ribbon is also really thinning.
So probably it's just moving sideways, waiting for a breakthrough.
Yeah, and
So
with
first
this
of all, I think the first important level is that Tesla has to climb up to $220. So you remember this level on the daily chart, and 270 on the weekly chart, 270 something. I don't remember, to be more exact, 272 or 273. But anyway, we don't care about this number. Just make it 270. And on the monthly chart, 300 is the level.
Okay. And without being too precise, I guess right now it's stuck between 200 and 220. That's the range that is being stuck right now. Right.
So probably it takes weeks for Tesla to do the sideways movement. Yeah, and then on the weekly chart, so probably we can see a high level, and on the monthly chart we can see how the red candle is going to play out, because it takes months for the red candle to play out. It won't just take days or weeks for the monthly red candle to play out.
Yeah, this is a monthly chart, so it's probably going to take time. Yeah, it'd be nice to see one of those dark holes. We'll see.
But once again, we don't find any dark hole here. We haven't found any dark hole recently. Yeah, except 3 years ago, 221. Sorry, hold on, 2021. Yeah.
So does that indicate that the monthly time frame is still like very bullish then, because there was never another dark hole signaling a bearish trend?
Actually,
like month to month wise.
Okay, let me put it this way. I like the dark hole along with the blue ribbon, because that will always be the bottoming signal.
I think it just tells you that there's volatility coming and a stronger move is coming. So if it doesn't have a black hole, it might still be ranging sideways until
sideways movement.
Until you get a black hole, and then it still doesn't tell you it's up or down. You still have to read the tea leaves, and you still have to kind of figure out with other indicators to see which direction it could be.
But this is basically an indicator that a stronger move is coming eventually, because there's never been a second dark hole to indicate a bearish trend.
Yeah, if anything, like, I think that dark hole is kind of like how you remember me showing like the monthly Bollinger Band. It like really starts to squeeze back, from like a huge expansion, and when it gets to that point, I think that's when the Bollinger Band stops to expand and starts to contract. Actually, it's right around that area where you have the dark holes. So it does tell you that there's Anyway, I think it's pretty interesting that it kind of lines up with that too.
Can there be two consecutive monthly bullish dark holes, or usually the second one is like the opposite of the first one?
So actually, for the NVDA chart, I can find lots of dark holes.
and they keep building a bullish case, right?
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah. I got you. So it doesn't. It can be bullish or bearish, basically.
Yeah.
But if
It,
it
it
keeps
can be
on
either one
going,
of them. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So
Volatility is coming. That's all it really tells you. It doesn't matter which way.
Volatility is
Yeah.
coming, and this is the trend reversal. And um, 2 years ago, when I was researching on this indicator, I was quite scared. I told Cats that, oh shit, the dark hole was coming, because usually dark hole means something negative, from my understanding. But
well, this was something negative, really. This one technically was a warning to the top is coming. I think right here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So when there's a red ribbon, it means uptrend, and all of a sudden, the dark hole comes along, telling us that the bullish trend is going to be over.
But that happened around like in the 200s, though. It still went up to the 400s after that. So that's like a little premature, but I guess in the long run, it was a great warning. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a trend exhaustion. I think that's what's trying to warn you. Like, the bull trend start exhaust, bull trend start exhaust. Be careful. That's what that was. So, yeah. It's interesting too, because we didn't really see the dark hole on before the run up in like 2019, 2020. So it's really weird actually. But when you see it, I think it means something.
Yeah, and the dark hole was so accurate in predicting the trend for NVDA. Before the bearish signal, and actually there was a dark hole, and during the past 2 months, there was a dark hole.
Do you want to share that one, or
yes, why not?
Yeah, you can send it over and I can share it.
Let me share it with you first.
Yeah.
Okay.
While you guys are doing that, I think there are a lot of like chart. I'm just gonna respond. Like, there are a lot of chart requests. I think we wanted to do a quick one. I probably have to leave in like 10, 15 minutes or so, but we wanted to
so let's
talk
try
about
to
Tesla.
conclude with the NVIDIA chart.
Yeah. I just want to like give a chance to show Danny's charts, because like we really like to kind of get an update in terms of what he's doing and like a new indicator. That's all. So sorry we can't get to your chart request. That's all.
Yeah,
I'm
this special
sorry.
was specifically
We are
for
sorry.
his new indicator. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll try to do a live stream later.
Yeah, I'm still testing how accurate the new indicator is, and so far so good. I think I can say more than 95% accurate.
Yeah. While Matt is doing his thing. Something's happening. They're the dark holes. Yeah. Interesting.
Have you seen the dark holes?
I have not seen I have not seen this chart. And this is the monthly, and we have a dark hole. So
NVIDIA.
Are you scared, Danny?
No, not at all. With your guidance, I'm not scared.
But it looks like volatility is coming, or
Yes,
maybe a little bit of a trend change.
If you take a look at the historical trend, the first two dark holes. So actually, there are two dark holes before NVIDIA top out.
So you're looking for a second one to potentially be more cautious.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we try to hope for the best, when most people are bearish.
Interesting. Yeah. Actually, I think that also lines up with the Bollinger Bands too, because I'm like those are areas.
We try to find some more reliable indicators to align with the dark holes, to align with what we have just found.
So this dark hole is possibly what this one is turning into be, and there's going to be another one after that indicates a downtrend, possibly, just like this one indicated a downtrend, right?
Yeah. So
that's what you're thinking.
Anyway, the first dark hole is not a good signal because it appeared in an uptrend. However, the subsequent price actions actually went beyond the upper layer of the first black hole. So, and we had the second black hole. However, the second black hole really warned us, really served as a warning that the bearish trend is coming. Can you see that? Even before the yellow candle.
Yeah, just a month after the yellow candle did appear too.
Yeah,
like right before it. Yeah. So if you see like a yellow candle next month, then this is a warning things are going to go a lot lower, basically.
Yes. So Yeah, exactly. So the yellow candle, if yeah, it's the first warning. Used to be my first warning, but if I try to incorporate the black hole into the charts, so the black hole would be my first warning, and the second warning would be the yellow candle. And I try to combine these two bearish signals. I mean, I just put it this way: bearish signals or the top P signals, so that I can prepare for what was coming.
Yeah, I think for the last cycle, the two black holes, the first one really was signaling more like a little bit of exhaustion for the bull trend. It could still go on for a little bit. Kind of like how the bull in Japan on the monthly is starting to kind of contract a little bit to help give me some warning that, hey, there might be some exhaustion there. But the bull trend is just so strong. Like, look at how thick the red ribbon still is underneath of it. Look at how many whales there still are. So I don't, that most likely it still favors continuation after going sideways here. But it does tell you that maybe maybe there's a little bit of like a exhaustion of the bull trend. Maybe you have another leg up. So be careful, guys. Like maybe that's what it's kind of saying. So,
yeah. And also, if you take a look at the last panel 5, the RSI indicator. So actually, NVIDIA top out when RSI was around 90 something, and how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 times NVIDIA was hitting 90 something in RSI. So if you take a look at the recent RSI, it was hitting 90. It was hitting 90 the first time, hitting 90. So probably we are expecting the second time or the third time before NVIDIA tops out.
Yeah, I mean, if RSI makes another high, but like a lower high, then you'd be going up on bearish diversions, and that really is like a warning sign that we're getting, pretty close. But right now, there's still not really any.
On the monthly chart, we don't find any divergence.
No, I'm not seeing any divergence. No.
Yeah.
So I still think that it has another leg up, and then we'll see what happens. But I'm starting to get a little bit more, cautious with NVIDIA. Like I'm not. Yeah. Anyway, I keep holding what I have, but I probably won't add anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. Any other thoughts on this, Danny? Like maybe we can let Matt kind of talk a little bit about his.
Yes. Why not, Matt? Please tell us more.
There's a question: how do you access or read on these dark holes? Is this available on your Patreon now, or is this not?
Not yet available on my Patreon, because before I incorporate this indicator in my Patreon, I need to do more. I need to do one more final testing of 100 tickets to ensure that this is more than 99% accurate, because I don't want people to misunderstand. It's a very important indicator. It helps us to predict the trend, but I want some more testing, final testing.
Okay, yeah, and this is really the first video that we have ever talked about this. Yeah, I've seen this before, like last year. I've seen this before, but like really, this is the first time we're really talking about it. So
yeah, I think it's quite interesting, Are you there, Matt?
I'm just looking at it.
Are you amazed at the indicator?
Yeah. Well, when is it going to be live, do you think, on your Patreon?
Yeah, so I really want to incorporate your gun theory into my charts.
We all want to do one together, a super power team.
I really look forward to cooperating with you.
Yeah. Add more confluence. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. And also, most of the time, our price levels are aligned with each other.
Yeah, that is correct.
Yeah, Matt, do you want to show your charts to kind of show there's some influence and things like that?
Well, I already basically did Tesla.
Yeah, you true. Yeah.
Okay.
So I can show NVIDIA just real quick here.
Yeah. Because I think basically if everybody wants to refer back to your Tesla video, the levels are very incredible how it works.
Yeah.
Hello.
There we go.
Hello.
So hello. So here is my NVIDIA weekly chart, and it did close below that green level again. So it's really been like a challenging level to stay above. That 121, maybe 121.50 or so. So we'll see what happens in the weeks to come, but I kind of can see that as the resistance point for the future for NVIDIA for maybe the next week or the week after, and I think just maybe more cooling off. So I'm gonna go down to my NVIDIA on the linear scale and just show all the confluence here that I see for a 110 retest. Really, I kind of see that possible 109, 108. Possibly the 108 baseline right there could be a successful retest for NVIDIA before it really wants to go higher. But I really think the trend is still up, but I think it just got really far too extended too quickly. So in the shorter term, I think there could be a lot of resistance, mainly because if you see that there's just a lot of lower highs. From here, there's a lower high from here. So it's not able to break out and make higher highs yet. So I think the shorter term trend could be going back to retest levels. And that seems most likely to me in the 113 down to the 108 zone, possibly even back to 105, right? So I think if it did do that, it would be very healthy. It'd be a very good opportunity for those that have been waiting, because ultimately I do see things going back up to the 140s and beyond. I don't think this trend is over yet at all, just because the linear scale is just telling me that it wants to continue higher. But also, one thing we got to point out is after it broke through the cloud here in March 2023, it's never even touched it once. So we got to see that as a possibility of maybe just drifting sideways for a while, right? And then possibly getting there and then going up towards there. So if that were the case, would that be January of 2025 before it makes this next move? I mean, that could be possible, because the confluence of my 45-degree angle and the top of the Ichimoku cloud right there does line up perfectly. So is price going to drift sideways for a long time? Let's find out. But the whole point of this conversation is I think it's getting close to a demand zone, and it's not really there yet, but just got to give it time.
Yeah, if you pull up the Bollinger Bands too, together with your Ichimoku cloud, it's also going to give you a lot more clear picture as well. Basically, around 110 is going to be a pretty important level. Yeah, you see, like it looks like it wants to like you said, it went a little bit way too far, way too fast. It looks like it wants to retrace back to the mean here a little bit. Yeah. So yeah, I'm not surprised if in the next week or two we get back to like the 110 level.
Yeah, and I won't even be surprised if it took until January 2025 to maybe find its new base and go higher, because there's a lot of confluence in this zone with the angle up here, the arc down here, the cloud. Right.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Right.
Look at what happened back from like August of 2020 all the way through like April 2021. Yeah, like look at August 2020 to April of 2021.
Yeah, August 2020. Yeah.
Yeah, you remember this period of time, like everything else was flying. Like Bitcoin was flying, alts are flying. You're talking about what else is flying? Like IWM is flying. Everything was just like like Bitcoin miners. Everything was just kind of going up like crazy. You see what I'm talking about between like August.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It did the same thing on a weekly basis. It just went sideways and waited till it got towards the cloud, right? So I think we could see something similar to that. Yeah.
Yeah, and it might be having some like rotation from NVIDIA to other things while NVIDIA cools down for like months at a time. I think it's entirely possible.
Yeah. So if you guys are waiting or expecting NVIDIA to just skyrocket soon, I don't think that's probably going to be happening, because it already did that. So it's just going to be more time. And I think the most likely situation, based off even that past confluence and today's price action, is that, I think price could just want to drift sideways until maybe near the cloud and then go up. So that could be until later on this year or early next year. So just got to be patient. No rush with NVIDIA, I think, at this point.
Yeah, it has done it before and it can do it again. I guess I'm trying to reinforce your point too. Yeah.
Yeah. And one thing that I would like to add is that so actually last year NVIDIA was moving sideways for 3 months from the end of August to mid-November. So probably this year we are going to see the similar trend.
Yeah. But that's pretty much it. I mean, you're probably seeing the same thing with that that black hole that you indicated, right? That there
Yes.
could be some volatility, so that means even volatility down. So we'll see.
Yeah, but I just think it's very interesting that we might be entering a period where NVIDIA can go sideways for a little while. Maybe its bull trend exhausted a little bit. It needs to cool down before the final leg up, while money might rotate to other things like small cap, things like that over the next few months. I think that's a possibility. I'm not saying that it's going to happen. I think that's a possibility.
Yeah, the only thing that would negate it going sideways to down is if there's a weekly candle close that makes a higher high from like maybe the 135, 136 level. If it starts closing candles above that, then yeah, it is going to go much higher. But otherwise, I'm going to stick to my thesis that it's probably just going to go down to sideways for quite some time.
Yeah, I mean, it could still potentially hit your 140 level and on 140s, and it can still go sideways.
Yeah, that is true as well. Right.
Yeah, so that's another thing, and then market makers love making you get stuck in a range and getting you discouraged. So
yeah. I mean, we've seen it with so many different stocks. We saw it with Palantir, we saw it with Tesla, we saw it everywhere, right? Yeah.
So no, that's all I got to add. Thank you guys for throwing this together.
Welcome, Kat and Matt.
Yeah, and you guys have a good Labor Day. Any exciting plans? Well, not you, Danny. You don't believe in that stuff over there. So
he's gonna sleep, and he's gonna eat, and he's gonna test 100 stocks on his dark holes. That's what he's gonna do.
I want to make sure that it's accurate and reliable.
Well, enjoy your dark holes, Danny.
One of our followers asked Matt if you know how to say black hole in Chinese.
No, I don't.
I think you can understand because you can just directly translate into Chinese. Hey dong.
Oh yeah, hey dong. Yeah.
Yes.
Black
Exactly.
hole, yeah. Hey dong. Oh yeah, I knew dong was hole because of like a caveman, like a Shanding Dong Ren, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, and it's gonna be the hey dong that's gonna suck all the liquidity out, and that's
Nice, yeah. Hey dong, very very literal.
Yeah, very literal. Yeah. No, thank you guys for joining.
Thank you for your time and efforts.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. We'll see you next week. Have a good Labor Day. Have a good Monday.
Yeah, y'all take care.
Rest. Enjoy smoking your beef too.
It's ongoing right